Hello, P5 students! Welcome back to our science class with Ms. Ida, and welcome to semester 2. We will continue learning Unit 4, The Way We See Things. And for this video lesson, we're going to learn about Lesson B, What is Reflection of Light? Our learning outcomes are the following. Recognize that a surface can reflect light. Investigate why a beam of light changes direction when it is reflected from a surface. Recognize that we can see an object that does not give off light because it reflects light into our eyes. To get started, I have here some questions. Do objects like mirrors and chairs give off light? If they do not give off light, why are we able to see them? To find out, shine a torch or flashlight at a mirror in a dim room. Do you see the light bouncing off the mirror? Shine the flashlight at the mirror from different positions. What do you observe? When light falls on a mirror, it bounces off in another direction. The bouncing of light off a surface is called the reflection of light. A mirror can reflect light. The direction of the beam of light changes when it falls on the mirror. Let's try to see the diagram below. Look at the torch and the mirror. So can you see the difference on this position? The observer cannot see the direct light from the torch at this position, while on this part, the observer can see the direct light from the torch. Moving on, we can see mirrors and other objects that do not give off light because they reflect light into our eyes. If these objects were in a place where there was no light source, we would not be able to see them. This is because there would be no light to be reflected into our eyes. If you were on the moon, would you be able to see Earth light? What do you think, children? Is it yes or no, and why? Let's try to find out more during our class. Why do some objects reflect light better than others? Can you see a reflection in a glass window? Look at the picture. In which objects will you be able to see your reflection? Let's try to identify the objects here. We have here a kettle, paper, towel, mirror, glasses or spectacles, metal spoon, and toy rock. Do the objects mentioned have smooth or rough surfaces? Do the objects mentioned appear shiny or dull? Objects such as mirrors, polished metals, and glass have smooth surfaces. Objects with smooth surfaces reflect light well. They appear shiny and bright when light falls on them. We can see our reflections in them. Look at the examples here. A piece of paper seems smooth, but we cannot see our reflections in it. Why? This is because the surface of a piece of paper is not as smooth as it seems to be. Light that falls on the paper is reflected in many different directions. That is why we cannot see a reflection in a piece of paper. So this is the piece of paper when we can see it, and this is the piece of paper under a microscope. So can you see the difference, children? When light falls on a smooth surface, it is reflected in the same direction. On a rough surface, light is reflected in different directions. This is why we can see our reflections on a smooth surface but not on a rough surface. This diagram shows the smooth surface and the rough surface. What are mirrors used for? We often use mirrors to see reflections of ourselves. Look around you. Where do you see mirrors? What are they used for? Let's try to find out. Mirrors in a hair salon. Of course, we are familiar with this, right? Especially with the girls. Blind corner mirror located at the bend of a road. Car wing mirror. Most of you who have cars can relate with this. Mirror in a dance studio. In going further, A periscope uses mirror to reflect light. There are two mirrors in a periscope. The mirrors are positioned such that light is reflected from one mirror to the other and then into a person's eyes. Look at the picture, children. That's the example of a periscope. A periscope is used to see above a crowd. It is also used in a submarine to see the above water while the submarine is below the water surface. This is how it looks like, children. So for lesson B, we have learned that reflection of light is the bouncing of light off a surface. When light is reflected, its direction changes. We can see objects that do not give off light because they reflect light from light sources into our eyes. Objects with smooth surfaces reflect light well. They appear shiny and bright when light falls on them. We can see reflections then. And that ends the video lesson, children. Thanks for watching, and be ready and be on time for our classes. So stay safe and healthy, and see you soon. Bye bye and God bless everyone.